The FDA sent Whoop a formal warning letter for marketing a feature the agency says is actually an unapproved medical device, and that feature sits built into the exact band we're comparing today. Hit like and subscribe right now, because this video puts Whoop, Oura, and Hume head-to-head, then gets into what each company has actually been caught doing. All three build a baseline from sleep, movement, and heart rate, then hand back a daily number describing how the body's actually doing. The pricing model is where they split apart completely. Whoop runs on pure subscription, zero separate hardware cost. The device comes bundled with membership. Whoop One starts around $149 the first year, settling near $199 annually after that, while Whoop Peak runs $239 a year, and Whoop MG, the medical-grade tier with an FDA-cleared ECG, runs $359. That price buys the strongest research record and coaching platform in the category, built for people who train seriously and want daily strain and recovery guidance that functions like an actual coach. Oura flips the model. $300 to $500 buys the ring itself, a one-time purchase, then a membership on top, roughly $6 a month, unlocks full functionality. Sleep and day-to-day recovery sit at the center of Oura's app, wrapped in a discrete ring instead of a wristband, and here's the number worth remembering. Because Whoop charges every year forever while Oura's cost lands mostly up front, the two cross over around year 2, and anyone wearing either device 3 years or longer ends up paying less with Oura. Hume Band 2.0 undercuts both on structure. Around $200 buys the hardware outright with an entirely optional $8.99 a month tier for deeper coaching. Where Whoop asks how hard someone trained and Oura asks how well they slept, Hume asks whether the body's actually aging better over time, tracking something called metabolic capacity along with longer-term metabolic trends. Zero required subscription is the real differentiator here, a genuine one-time purchase in a category where the other two eventually ask for recurring payment. So here's the honest verdict. Performance-focused athletes who don't mind an annual bill belong with Whoop. Anyone prioritizing sleep, discretion, and long-term cost should lean Oura, and anyone more interested in long-term metabolic health than daily athletic performance, who specifically doesn't want a subscription just to see their own data, lands on Hume. Now for the part that matters more than which app has the nicer interface. Real value backs this category at its best. Heart rate variability and genuine recovery science used to require a sports science lab, and now it sits on a wrist for under $200 in Hume's case. That part checks out. But all three companies have run into real trouble over how far they've pushed their claims. Start with that warning letter from the opening. July of 2025 brought Whoop a formal FDA warning over its blood pressure insights feature, which Whoop marketed as general wellness, while the FDA insisted the language crossed into an actual uncleared medical device. That wasn't Whoop's only stumble either. Whoop 5.0 launched in May of 2025, after years of promising free hardware upgrades, then suddenly demanded a $49 fee right as the new device dropped, and quietly deleted the blog post that had made the original promise. Backlash hit fast enough that Whoop reversed course within 2 days, but the trust damage from a company whose entire pitch is stay subscribed and will keep you current had already landed. Oura's issues run differently but land just as hard. An active class action moving through federal court right now alleges Oura pulled a bait and switch, quietly paywalling features that used to come free with the ring, alongside claims the blood oxygen sensor can be off by 4 to 6% against real medical devices. Oura has also spent 2 years waging a patent war across the smart ring category, winning big enough that a competitor's rings are now banned from sale in the United States entirely, and its largest enterprise customer is now the US Department of Defense, with Palantir handling security infrastructure on that side of the business. Hume, being newer, hasn't hit lawsuit territory yet, but reviewers wearing it alongside the other two keep flagging the same issue. Proprietary scores like biological age that haven't been independently validated the way older competitors' numbers have. New and unverified is worth remembering before trusting that number the way anyone would trust an actual doctor. So here's where that leaves anyone choosing between these three. All three are capable devices, and the right pick depends on what actually matters to track and how someone wants to pay for it. But the same pattern runs through all three brands, marketing that occasionally outruns what's actually been proven. Before committing to any of them, the real question is simple. Is this a one-time purchase, or a bill that shows up for as long as the device stays on the wrist? If this helped settle which one's worth it, that's exactly what the like button is for, and subscribe if the next comparison is worth catching before it drops.